Now, in 2024, everybody must plan their lives in order. Must plan their life what? There are four areas that you have to take note of. 4 things you must do. Take note of this. If you can write down, write down. There is what you must do. There is what you should do. And there is what you can do and what you desire to do. You must be able to define your life along these 4 things. What you must do, what you should do, what you can do, and what you desire to do. Do what you must do, not what you desire to do. You must analyze your year along these 4 lines. Whether you're a student, whether you're a child, you're a worker, you're a business person, you are a pastor, you are a leader in the church, your department, anywhere. Define your life along these 4 lines. What you must do. Ask yourself, what must I do? The word here is must. That is, you can't do without it. Are we together here? It's must. Don't use the money for food to play game. They called me from Nigeria some time ago. One of the men, sorry to say, I'm online and everybody all over the world is hearing me. One of the men who, okay, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep it because there's a lot of people that are watching me now. I know you want me to say it, but I'm not going to say it. But listen to me. Don't use the money for food to play kalu, to play game. Grandma look at me. What is kalu? Don't use the money you are supposed to use to go for your interview, your job interview. Don't use that money to buy just tickets. There are things you must do. Tell yourself, is this what I must do? Must I do this? Can I survive without this? Will I be exposed? It's like you are leaving the house. We were coming to church this morning and we were analyzing the temperatures, the weather conditions of next week. Not even this one. The upper, when schools resume. And then my wife screamed and said, hi. It's going to be very cold. It's going to be very, very cold. And then Bro Joel was like, yes, man. And school is resuming. My goodness. It's going to be very, very cold. I say, yes. Winter has been so good to us. At least if it is only January. January is always the peak. We're already at the peak, so it's going too. Now, when you know that kind of temperature is coming, there are things you must do. Are we together? There are things you must do, especially as it relates to dressing. You know that, man, I need to dress well. This is no longer -4. It's not -5. It's not 0 degrees. Are we together now? There are things you must do. Ask yourself, what is it that I must do? Because many times we get into a new year and we are confused. Because we have not been able to answer or define our life based on these 4 different do's. These things. There are things that are stressing your finances. There are things that are stressing your health. There are things that are stressing your life. There are things that are stressing you up. What must you do? Was the early hours of this morning, my wife was asking me that you have not eaten for 4 days and you are still standing. If I don't eat for 1 day, I will almost die. And then I look at her. I said, you don't even know that I have been up there even before you observe it. Even before you observe it. Now, it will be suicide mission for her to use herself to compare me. Because I am thriving and flying on covenant with God. There are people in this life. I was listening to Reverend Dr. Mercy Ezekiel. I was listening to Mama and the CPM. How many of you know that woman of God? Great woman of God. I love her so much. I was listening to her, and this was maybe about 15 years ago. And she said that people ask her a question. Why don't you wear earrings? Do you believe that earrings is sin? She said, no. Don't take it to that place at all. I used to love earrings and jewelries so much. And when God saved me, myself and God agreed. I told him, I said, for you to know that I now take you as my new lover. The things that he said, my husband, no, I can spend all my money on jewelries, gold. He said, what you are seeing that I know is covenant. It's not what I read in the Bible. It's covenant between me and God. You must understand when someone is striving on covenant. If you are not on that same page, you try it, you will slump and die. Are we together here now? What must I do? What must I do? If you are desiring to be very strong spiritually this year, what must I do in order to become that spiritually strong? Some years back, my children said, Daddy, why do you cry in the church when you are praying? Why do you cry? Listen, because they know, they themselves, they don't cry so much. Even human beings don't cry like that. The truth is this. You get to a journey in God. You are no longer yourself. You have melted before wax. The wax has melted before fire. What must you do? Number 2, what should I do? Because I must not leave what I must do for what I should do. I must do what I must do and do what I should do. And I'm not going to leave what I should do for what I can do. Because what I can do may not benefit me. What I should do may be the one that will benefit me. And I will not leave what I must do, what I should do, what I can do for what I desire to do, because what I desire to do may be in my convenient stage, may be in the level of my comfort zone. Because you can desire to be flying now, to be a superhero. It's your desire. Real life, it will be a joke. You can climb skyscraper and try it. No, don't say I told you that. Don't say I told you that. So if you do what you desire to do before what you must do, you are in trouble. I desire to do this, but if you do that thing you desire to do before what you must do, there's trouble. There's trouble. That is how a guy used the money he's supposed to use for house rent for his marriage. By the time they finish the marriage, no house to enter. What must I do? What should I do? What can I do? And what do I desire to do? What you desire to do is your plan. What you must do is readily before you. What you should do is what you are expected to work on. What you can do is what you are wired up to do, created to do. There are some things we must do. And there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. They are already telling you, if you need to build your economic power, it is now. Because the government has already told you, the economic people have already told you that 2024, there are some variables, there are some groceries that you buy low today that will definitely go up. So they've already started telling you that, hey, if you're looking for a yoppy, yeah, hey, in this area, prepare. So you are not going to say, Holy Spirit, reduce the price. Are we together now? And then the Lord is going to say, but they told you. So what did you do to plan, to prepare for that? For example, you know you are going to be in the church for so and so time, or in this interview for so and so time. You know, in Winnipeg they tell you, leave early. Leave your house early. Because you know that there will be traffic, there will be so many things. Please take note of this statement I want to make. Nobody will take responsibility for you. You are the driver of your life. Back home, when I came to Canada, I observed something. That Canada's system is very different from my Nigerian system. Back home in Nigeria, if you are not able to do some things, you can pick a phone and call. Aburo, brother me, please, if you square me 50,000 naira there, I will see you at the end of the month. You need to see the way Sister Felicia is looking and then square what? Square what here? Or rectangle? We square where? I need someone to square me too here. Are we together here now? Prepare along these 4 lines. I will lead prayer because there are things we have to fight with, we have to deal with. I'll lead our prayers. I'll just lead you, share with you so that you can go pray before you come later tonight. Later tonight, I repeat, don't come here. We are meeting online on Zoom. That will be your best bet. Even God is not obligated to do what you are not committed to. Can I repeat that one? I said that God is not obligated to you or obligated to anything that you are not committed to. Anything you are not willing to give your best to, God will fold his hand and be looking at you. Heaven help those who help themselves is not what I'm talking about. But I'm trying to tell you that the Lord said, whatever your hand find to do, do it with all your heart. Because God does not bless what you are thinking. He bless the labor of your hands. That's what God will bless you. There are 6 kinds of battles that you must be ready to fight. And I want us to deal with them before we cross over. You know why I said we should deal with them? So that by the time you cross over, you are cruising. There's a difference between driving and cruising. Are we together? I think every car this generation now has cruise. So you can decide to, when you are cruising, you are enjoying the car is moving. Almost driving itself at that point in time. Except you touch your brake. And then everything resets again. Are we together? All right. There are 6 kinds of battles in life. If you do these 4 things that I ask you to do, what you must do, what you should do, what you can do, and what you desire to do. If you take care of them, then these 6 battles, God will help you to take care of them. The first battle I have observed is in Acts chapter 1 verse 4. And it borders on when somebody refuses to do what he must do. I call it self-inflicted trouble. Self what? Acts chapter 1 verse 4. And being assembled together with them, he commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem. Tell your neighbor, say, this is the instruction. And now look at the last part. He said, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, ye have heard of me. So don't leave, wait. So automatically, this is what they must do. What were they expected to do? Wait. John chapter 21, back up a little bit, verse 3. Simon Peter saith unto them, I go a fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into a ship immediately, but that night they caught nothing. What was the instruction? Don't leave. Wait. Something will happen. You wait. This is what you must do. But what did they do instead? They did what? They left. They didn't wait. And when they went, when they left when they were supposed to stay, when they left, the Bible said they caught nothing. You know why? Because God was not where they went to. Hello. Be careful who influences you. I repeat, be what? Can you guys repeat after me? Be careful. Who influences you? Be careful. Peter had a higher influence among all the disciples. And so even when others heard the same thing, he was able to influence them. They followed him. All of them had the same instruction. It was not Peter who gave the instruction. Everybody had the instruction. But Peter just got up one day and said, guys, man, I go out fishing. No one said, remember what the master said, though. He said we should wait. And I bet they will struggle in fishing that day. Look at me. I bet they will be complaining. I bet some of them may be speaking in tongues. Maya dada, e kaka, e kukuku. You are laughing. Some of them that day will be, okay, what is the plan? Let's do this. When we get there, you throw the hook from this side, and then I throw the net from this side. We'll catch the fish. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm expert. Don't worry, relax. All of them were planning. They forgot the instruction, and they were planning. And at the end of the day, they caught nothing. Just because one influence make them to make the wrong move, say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, and they missed it. Be careful who influences you in the new year. Be careful. Number 2. You know, I said number 1 is self-inflicted, isn't it? Number 2, battles that were born. Battles that you were born, married, or traveled into. Luke chapter 10 verse 30, the Bible gave us a very graphic picture of a man who was traveling. Generally, Bible scholars, we've called this story the story of the Good Samaritan. Luke chapter 10 verse 30. Then Jesus answered and said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell among thieves, and they stripped him of his clothing and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. This guy was traveling, and there was trouble waiting for him to pass that way. In life, there are some challenges that come our way like this. But listen to me. This new year that we are getting into, the Lord will take you above the storm. Battles. You know, some people, they don't have fight. They didn't have any problem until they got married. They didn't even know anything called night vigil. Some people did not fast. They don't know anything called fasting. They're like, the only fasting they know is during Lenten season. Oh, Lent. Oh, it's time for Lent. But the day they got married, the devil said, welcome to the game. Last time we were teaching you, now you know the implication and the importance of all the Lenten season that you were doing. You didn't know. You thought you were just fasting religiously, but not knowing that you were preparing yourself for the battle in marriage that was ahead of you. Do I have a witness about that? Number 3, battles that came as a result of your emergence. By so doing, I mean battles that were waiting for you to be born. In the book of Exodus chapter 1 verse 22, the case of Jesus and Moses were similar, but Moses' own was a little bit different. For Jesus' own, the enemy of the baby Jesus knew after the birth of Jesus. But the enemy of Moses was waiting actually for Moses to be born. The enemy knew that Moses was coming. And before Moses came, he promulgated a law that Moses should be eliminated. Immediately he is sighted at the delivery room. I'll read it to you in Exodus chapter 1 verse 22. Then Pharaoh commanded all his people to throw into the river Nile every Hebrew boy that was born, but let every girl live, so that his sons can marry them. But the able-bodied young children, boys, male children that was born. So this law was already here before Moses arrived. Now you see the reason why the mom had to take this boy and by the bank of river, kept him by the bank of the waters. Number 4, are you ready for this? Hello? Are you still ready for this? Okay. Sorry, I'm not shouting too much, but let's just go like this. We have a flight to catch later tonight. Number 4, battles that you were born with. Can I quickly share with you that there are people that are born with some situations? It's not that they did anything. It's not that they walk into it. It's not that the trouble was waiting for them to be born. No, they were born with it. Are we still here? Jesus showed us a very wonderful example of this. Sit up. Very wonderful example of this. Jesus showed us. John chapter 1 verse 9. Sorry, John 9 verse 1. Yeah. John 9 verse 1. Are you following through? Yeah. The reason why I want you to follow through is that so that as you you know that you are in church not only for keyboard or drum or anything. You are here for the word of God. On the day when when you will need it, it is that word you put inside that will rescue you. John chapter 9 verse 1, and as Jesus passed by, he wasn't actually going to meet this man. He was just passing by. And the Bible says he saw a man which was blind from where? From his birth. If you read the whole story, even when Jesus healed this man, people were angry. You know, some people don't like, you are the one that think that everybody, you are very nice. You think everybody is like you because you are very nice. Listen to me. Your born again doesn't work for me. My own doesn't work for you. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. Now, you are the only one that know that you are born again. I'm the only one that know I'm born again. God that created human beings said the heart of man is desperately what? Wicked. He said, who can know it? He said, who can know it? That is, we don't write some things on the forehead. You know, some people, when they are angry with you, they show it on their face. Those people are very nice. In the scheme of things, those are wonderful people. But there are people, when they are mad and angry at you, they will be laughing. And those are the people that you should be scared of because they are very close to being very... This man was born from birth. And Jesus was passing by, healed him. Everybody should be happy and clapping for Jesus. Thank you. Finally, you can see they were angry. Jesus spat on the clay, make clay and put on his eyes, go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And he got there, he was seeing, he was screaming, and then they came to Jesus, and Jesus Christ said, go and enjoy your life. You have been healed. He went into the temple. The rulers said to him, why are you, how come you can see? What happened? He said it's Jesus. So they say it's Jesus. They say it's Jesus. And he said they said we don't believe in him. He said whether you believe in him or not, that is not the issue. I'm seeing now. You should be happy with me. They said we don't care. How are we even sure that you were blind in the first place? Where is your parent? They brought the parents. They began to investigate healing. Are you going to tell? And they asked the parents, is this your child? It's our child. Is he blind? Yeah, he was born blind. How come he is seeing? They said, we don't know. He's an adult. Ask him. He can speak for himself. And then they went to him, and you said that, what do you even say? He said, I've told you guys, you don't believe him. I believe him. Leave him. This is the Messiah. Messiah. They chase him out. In 2024, live your life. What did I say? Look at your neighbor, say, live your life. Dance your dance. Don't allow your dance to be dependent on another person's dance. The person there is wall everywhere. Anybody that cannot tolerate your dance and your laughter, their head can still kiss the wall if they like. How can somebody receive a miracle and that miracle will create problem, enmity? You say you got a good job, you bought a new car. Somebody say, is that so? Wait. You said my daughter got pregnant and put to bed. You say, God is blessing us in the church. Oh, God is really helping us. Our church is moving. Our church too is moving. I'm not saying your own is not moving. Rejoice with me. Rejoice with me. Some people think it is hard to know an enemy. It's not hard to know an enemy. Anybody that is not happy when you are happy, you can interpret. You can find out. Number 5. Battles that you inherited. We cannot rule this away from life. I am mentioning all these things so that when I begin to pray and make some declarations here, I don't want you to cross with it into 2024. That's why I'm mentioning them. Battles that there are some people, they inherited battles. Some inherited the battle of their father. Some inherited the battle of their mother. Some people inherited the battle of the person that they live with. Some people gave a gift. And that gift, from a good mind though, they gave that gift. But that gift connected them with the battle of the person they gave to. You did not get what I'm talking about. Are we on the same page? Matthew chapter 21. Matthew chapter 21, verse 37 to 38. Matthew 21, 37 to 38. Finally, he sent his own son to them, saying, they will respect my son and have regard for him. But what did they do? Verse 38. When the vine dressers saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him and seize his inheritance. So automatically this young boy that his father innocently sent to go and check his vineyard and the people that were working for him, unknown to him that the enemies of his father will automatically seek for his own life. When I was growing up, during festive season like this, Christmas, my grandma and my mom will prepare food. Early in the morning, we'll begin to distribute food from house to house. And I like it because anytime I take food to somebody, money must come, must enter my pocket. They say, Monday, welcome, welcome. And I tell you, I am the one that always take food to my pastor's house, his father. Early in the morning. You remember, do you used to eat from that pounded yam? You used to eat from inside. Yeah. Daddy will always give to everybody because not everybody cook food as early as my grandma. Early, she would wake up and prepare food. The same tradition my mom took. And the same tradition when I married my wife, I say, hey, we have to share food. He said it's not the tradition of people in Canada. I said, we're doing it in Nigeria, we'll do it here. Let them know that we do it in this area. And we started it. Now, every Christmas now, since we moved to that area now, they are expecting our food. They're expecting our food. Pastor Paul is going to bring our food. Don't worry. So where am I going? Those days, people were free. There's nothing like, only God knows what they are giving. Oh, But today, you dare not send your child to say want to table. Even the boy said, mommy, I don't want to be giving. Because trust. In fact, the world has become more wicked. Battles that people inherited. Is it not that his mommy that is owing me something, that is bringing food? Okay, we'll show them pepper. Number 6. I told you I'm going to tell you 6, isn't it? Okay. 6, and then I'll pray some prayers and I will close and go. Number 6, battles that someone else caused for you. This one is not your doing, but somebody else just caused it for you. Are we together here? 2 Samuel chapter 4 verse 4. 2 Samuel chapter what? 4 verse 4. And Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame in both feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came to Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass, as she made haste to flee, that the child fell mistakenly from her hand and became lame in his both feet. His name was Mephibosheth. Now, I will explain this to you when I talk about battles that somebody else caused for you. There was a little young boy that was born to a royal family. And there was war coming. Jonathan took off. He ran. Saul ran. Everybody was running for their dear life. The news came that Jonathan was killed in the battle. And Saul was also killed in the battle. So automatically when the two leaders, the king and the heir to the throne has been killed. So the next thing is that the enemy will encroach and take over the territory. So there was fear. And here was, today we'll call them nanny or caregiver, babysitter. Yeah, babysitter would be the best word for it. And here was this babysitter, that was helping to take care of this young boy by the name Mephibosheth. Upon hearing that, the woman said, let me quickly go and hide him. Take this one so that they will not kill all the royal seed. If they kill all the royal seed, we will lose somebody to sit on the throne in Israel. So let's quickly go hide this one. She had a good intention. But while she was trying to do that, the child mistakenly fell. At this time, this child was 5 years old. I don't know from which height that the boy fell that to make him to become crippled in his two legs. Problem that somebody else caused for the child. The child grew up every day of his life. He was not born lame, but the mistake of somebody made him lame. There are people like that in life, that the battles that they are facing today is because of the mistake of somebody else. The error of somebody else. The anger of somebody else. The hatred of somebody. Please never make somebody's enemy your enemy. Don't. Let everybody prove themselves to you by themselves. Then you take your decision. So that when you take that decision, nobody can talk you out of the decision. You were the one who took the decision. It was an informed decision. You took it based on the truth, what you have come to know. Nobody can make me turn against somebody that I love. No. In fact, to a very large extent, it is very hard for somebody to make me not to like them. You know what? You don't know what that will do to my anointing? Ooh. It's very hard for somebody to do anything to me. You can try it. That will now make me to hate the person or not to like them. No. If I see you, I will be the first one to greet you. Oh, I will hug you. You will be the one that will be as if it's electricity. But I will love you. I will spoil you with love. It's not because I am stupid. It's because I am very wise. I am protecting the treasure that I have. That's what I'm protecting. Nothing is important enough to make me miss heaven. No. Nothing. Nothing is of value to me. Do you ask my wife? If she offends me and I'm not happy with what she has done, if she cook, I will be the one. In fact, I'll be the one that will first ask for my food. Give me my food. My food. And that is on top of that food that we will settle. Are you get what I'm saying? Because my father said that food doesn't have enemy. Food doesn't have enemy. Food, well, as I'm eating it, will be smiling. There's nothing like. But these days I hear that a man will say, a woman told me the other day, he said, my food for 6 months. I'm like, hey, 6 months? Your husband have not eaten your food? 6 months? Meaning he's eating somewhere. Maybe somebody else. Oh, hey. You guys were laughing. I'm telling you. Somebody in this generation, he say, you offend me. If I eat your food, tradition says that I will die. Hey! And tradition did not tell you that it's your money, and both of you are working for the money. You will not carry over any battle into the new year. You will not carry any battle into the new year.